Alrighty then, go into my alchemy and the restock.
Holy moly!
15,000 gold improv, and we're already just started. Alright, so today guys, we are gonna show you how you can make a shit ton of gold every single day with little to no effort using alchemy. In this year, I've made 100,000 gold, sometimes up to 120,000 gold each day if you're willing to put in a bit more effort. Let me go over how I set up my TradeSkillMaster and how you can set yours up for alchemy. So, you might not know, Chris, I have no idea how to use TradeSkillMaster. Well, fear not. This is just the basics guide that will tell you step by step what you need to do to set it up and how it works. And just some of the things you need to keep an eye out for. So, right. So we're going to create some alchemy items. We are going to open our alchemy window, right? So, just a few things. There's like the items over here. There is the amount of profit you're going to make from crafting an item. And there is this one over here, which is the sale rate. People don't usually know this, but sale rate is really important. So we don't want to make a bunch of stuff that isn't going to sell. What we are going to take a look at is the sell rate. And then the first step is just to craft one of each of whatever we want the sell rate to. So instead of like pressing craft or whatever, we can queue them up. So we want to craft one of these. They sell 25% of the time. All right. These don't sell that much, so we're not going to use those. We're going to craft some of these. We're going to craft some of these. They have pretty high sell rates as well. One thing to keep in mind, like when they are 0.027, that's really good. I would generally like stand away from crafting anything that is below 0.10 or 0.1. So less than 10% sell rate. And this is mainly because if you're starting out, you don't want to necessarily craft a whole lot of items that are going to have a very low sell rate. So then we'll end up having all our money tied up into something that takes a bunch of time to sell. We want to avoid that. So what we're going to do is we're just going to take what is going to sell the best, right? We're going to start off that if you have very little gold to start off with, I recommend maybe going to fast roll rates and just hitting some farming spots, or maybe just bite the bullet and buy a token. Then you can get this snowball here rolling. Potentially, once you've farmed enough gold, then pay that token back in buying a token and using that for your gain time. Potion of Hindered Passing, right? It has a 1% sell rate, but it makes 140 gold profit. This is a good thing to craft. No, because this is likely bait. Some of these things here, there's simulation bait, kind of like when you run your sims to all of your raiders out there. So here we are going to essentially just pick out all the stuff that we want to craft. Doesn't matter if they are negative in profit. We just want to know if it sells. Then we are going to open up our TSM, right? So in here, you'll pretty much see nothing. And if you're wondering why I make this video, you can see this graph here going like dunk. I need to make some gold back. And I thought, hey, might as well make a YouTube video while we're at it. So I'm going to show you how. So the first thing what we're going to do is we're going to create our groups. So I have my alchemy groups here, and I have my shadowlands consumables. So this is all your raiding materials and your consumes, right? I have two subgroups here that I have changed up a bit. So I have one that is called Keep 40 and Keep 5. So these are the ones that I want to use myself and have some of in my bags myself for my own personal use. So this way here, I'll farm gold and I'll still get the cheapest option as I'm making them myself for my own potions, flask, whatever. Right, so Keep 40 in here, I have my Phantom Fire, my Potion of Agility, and I have Shadow Cold Oil. Keep 5, I have flasks. The flasks that I used, right? Shadowlands consumes, I have the consumables that I want to be flipping on for some profit, right? And guys, if you feel like, a CBA, Chris, I'm not going to go through all of this. You're just like, can you just like hand me all the cheat codes and we can start making some fucking gold? Yes. If you check the description down here below, in the supporters room, there is an import string for this group here, including the operations. Keep in mind, you will need to change them in order for it to fit together, so you can pull in your lovely, lovely items so they fit. So, like, they still have Keep 40 and Keep 5. So, in my groups here, we now gonna assign them some operations, right? So, over here, you can see I have crafting, 100 times 1 min 110%, right? So this is my auctioning, and I have the crafting here. Craft 100 of each, right? So if we go into operations, right? So we are going to need auctioning operations because we are going to need to sell the stuff. And we are going to be needing some crafting operations as we are going to be crafting things. We actually do not need shopping operations to pull this off, but crafting operations are really handy. These crafting operations here will basically say, okay, we're only going to craft stuff that we're going to flip a profit on. Otherwise, we're not going to bother. So, you'll see here, I have craft 10 of each, craft 100 of each, craft 100 of each, keep 40, and craft 40 of each, keep 5. So, I don't want to craft too many flasks, because flasks are quite expensive to craft, and they don't sell out as fast as potions does. So this is why I've done the setups like this, right? So just going over some of the settings here, right? So let's take the craft, the most complicated one. Let's take this one here. So since these are for the ones that we want to keep 40 of in our bags, right? So we are going to minimum craft 1. If you don't want to bother crafting a single and shopping for a single potion or flask, then you can put this up. So like, let's say you want a minimum restocking 10, otherwise you're not going to bother. Set minimum profit. We're going to set this to yes. Maximum restock quantity is going to be the total of how many you want to keep in your bags and how many you want to be putting on the auction house. So we're going to restock 140 here. We're going to make sure we want to get a minimum profit out of what we're crafting. And I set this to 10% crafting. So I am not going to craft stuff that I'm not going to sell for at least 10% of the amount that it costs me to craft it. So 10% crafting it is. You can put this to 20% crafting if you're, again, not having that much to start out with, so you avoid spending a lot of gold buying stuff that isn't going to make you as much back in profit. So that is why we set this one to 10% crafting. To make sure we are gaining a lot more, usually I have a lot of gold to work with. I dipped a bit because I spent a lot recently. So you might want to set these to maybe craft 40 of each instead of 100. That makes it a bit more manageable with a lower amount of gold. And again, you want to reiterate in like how much you want to keep. So when you set one to like craft 100 of each and craft 10 of each, craft 40 of each and keep 5, right? So this is all for whatever you want. So you can use craft 10 of each. If you are going to make a small amount of flasks and you just want to put 10 flasks on, that's fine. So then we have the auctioning operations. So here I have the ones that matches my crafting. So we want to post it for 12 hours. We don't want to have it list more items for than 10. So we're going to set a post cap to 10. Set bid percentages as buyout. We don't want people to bidding on our auction because this is stuff that should just be flying off the shelves anyway. Undercut amount. 0 copper. We're not going to undercut. So there is a little tip that I'll show you later in the video that will make you make quite a bit more gold, but it does require a bit more effort. It's not as passive. Minimum price, we want to post it at 110% crafting cost. So we set this to 110% crafting. As we don't want to lose money on the stuff we post, we could also set this to a bit less if we still want to move our stock. But when it's below, this is important, we set to post at minimum price when below minimum, so we don't post for nothing. Maximum price, you might argue that this is not needed. I set a maximum price because I don't want to not sell my stuff. You're not making any gold if you're not moving any goods. In case nothing is posted, we have a normal price and we'll have that at 300% crafting. In case we're crafting some low volume items, this is a good thing, right? And once you've set up one of these here, you can just copy them and you can just redo them. So here we have one with a post cap of 100, bid percentage, and everything down here is pretty much the same. The one thing that is different is the one where we have amount to keep in bags. We want to keep this in bags and there. And the same goes to this one here, just with different amount. Everything is the same down here. So now we have basically set up everything we want to do to start making some gold here. So let me go through the process, right? So in order to restock group, we are gonna go in our alchemy group and we are gonna restock this. As we can see, it's gonna take about 5 minutes to craft. It's gonna cost us 29,000 gold, and we're gonna make a estimated profit of around 12,000 gold, right? This is quite good for 5 minutes of work, right? And you can do this while being in a raid group. Activities we can do while being in a raid group. We really like that. But you may notice, Chris, we only have 27,000 gold. What do we do then? Well, this is now that we are going to start using our brains here a little. Not just to let the machines do the thinking. All right. What I recommend doing is that you go on and check your individual profits of each item. Right. So, off the Flask of Powers here, we are making about 1,000 gold. 1,500 gold here off the Flask of Powers. So what I'd suggest is simply just not making the Flask of Powers. We're going to see we're making quite a lot of profit off of the Phantom Fire Potions. And I know the flasks are the expensive ones to make, and they are just bordering our profit limit. So either you can just lower these and say, you know what, let's just make 10 instead. And then you'll see, oh, we actually lowered our cost of production quite a bit. We're going to go into gathering because we're going to gather some materials now, right? So we're going to open our task list. I have done this, that I've gathered all the vials that needs to create any flask or potion or anything. I have gathered that in my reagent bank. So I have a few thousand laying there, and I don't need to worry about buying them very often, making this a lot faster. So what we are going to do is that we are going to be going into browse. Then I'll say scan all. Do a quick sanity check to make sure that you don't accidentally buy something, because sometimes people will reset the price if they notice you're crafting a lot. And they will try to reset the price. And just look at the price you're buying at, that these here are not ridiculously high on our auction house window. So what we are going to do here is that we are simply just going to buy the stuff that we need to craft our things. All right, 110 gold. That looks quite fair. And now we're done buying some stuff, and we see we have 10k gold here. So we are still well in the clear here, and we're making money with not that much to do as a starting thing. I have my mailbox open here, and we can see our costs. We can tie it up. Yeah, that's about what we paid for it. And we just click open all mail. If you have a bunch of stuff from your postmaster, you can click all board. Now we have our stuff, so now it's going back into our crafting window, and in here we are gonna start crafting. Right, this is gonna take about 4 minutes, so we are gonna swing to movie magic and make at least 10,000 gold here in less than 10 seconds. Alrighty guys, it is now the next day. I completely forgot to record the rest of the video, so I've been posting the auctions and doing a fair bit here. So I'm going to show you here, once you have all your potions crafted and stuff, we are going to go in and we're going to go auctioning, right? We're going to run a post scan. So we're just going to check these groups if we have anything in our bags that we can post. All right, so it says undercutting competition, and some of these are below min price since I have leftover stock that didn't sell. And we're just going to post it in the minimum price in case the price goes up to our minimum price, and then we can unload that stock and start making some more gold. So click post, 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 post. And once everything is posted, you can now see that they are under my auctions. And you can see what you have for sold auctions here. And you can see what you have for posted auctions here. So it has been about a day, a little more than a day. We went for about 20,000 gold. And now we have posted auctions for about 52. And we have about 60k. So about 80k. Could possibly have done more if we've done it in a better day and we've kept up our stock and kept posting auction and run a bit more cancel scans. So all in all, I'd say this is quite a bit of success. And now there's only one thing left to say. And that is, if you like and enjoyed the video, hit the subscribe button for more good content. Like the video, and tell me what you thought about it and how much gold you have made so far using this method here. That would be really nice. Also, I stream over on twitch.tv/KillerChris. You could check that out. And if you're wondering what to watch next, you can check this video over here and see some more of the stuff I've done. How about that? We made it through and we made some gold. And I'm not completely broke. Take care, guys. I'll see you in the next one.